Hello, and welcome to EMAN, Effectively Making a Noise. I am Cheryl Secrest. I am your host, and today's story is going to be Elijah's contest with the prophets of Baal. Elijah's contest with the prophets of Baal, coming from 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 1 through 46. It says, in the third year of the drought and famine, which means a time of little or no rain and food storage, the Lord said to Elijah, go show yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. So Elijah started to return to show himself to Ahab. When the wicked king and the stern prophet finally came face to face, Ahab said to Elijah, Is it you, the troubler of Israel? Elijah answered, I have not troubled Israel, but you have, and your father's house, in that you have forsaken the commandments of the Lord and have followed Balaam. Then the prophet of God commanded the king to send for and gather all Israel together at Mount Carmel, and the 450 prophets of Baal, and the 400 prophets of the groves, who sat down at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent to all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together at Mount Carmel. Then Elijah addressed the people, saying, how long are you going to hesitate between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people did not answer him a word. Then Elijah said to the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord. But Baal's prophets are 450 men. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and bullocks are oxen or young steers. And let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on the wood, but put no fire under it. And I will get ready the other bullock, and lay it on the wood, and put no fire under it. And you call on the name of your God, and I will call on the name of the Lord. And the God who answers by fire, let him be God. And the people answered, it is well spoken. Then Elijah said to the prophets of Baal, you choose 1 bullock for yourselves, and get it ready first, for you are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under it. They did as they were directed, and called on the name of Baal from morning unto noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was neither voice, nor did any answer. And they staggered about the altar which they had made. And at noon Elijah mocked them, saying, cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is on a journey, or perhaps he is asleep and must be awakened. And the prophets of Baal cried aloud, and cut themselves after their practice with knives and lances, until the blood gushed out upon them. And midday passed, and still they ranted, which means they talked in a loud, wild way, until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice. But there was neither voice, nor did any answer or any heed. Then Elijah said to all the people, come near me. And all the people came near him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that had been pulled down. He took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord. And then he made a shallow trench about the altar. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid it on the wood. After he said, fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he bade them do this a second time and a third time. And the water ran about the altar, and filled the trench also with water. At the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant, and that I have done all these things at your word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, so that this people may know that you are the Lord God, and that you have turned their hearts back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell, and consumed, which meant destroyed, the burnt offering, and also the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces and cried, the Lord, he is God, the Lord, he is God. And Elijah said to them, arrest all the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they were seized, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon, and there put them to death. Afterward, Elijah and said to Ahab, "Get up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of an abundance of rain." So Ahab went up to eat and to drink, but Elijah went up to the top of Carmel, and he threw himself down upon the earth and put his face between his knees. And Elijah said to his servant, "Go up now, look toward the sea." And he went up and looked and said, "There is nothing." And Elijah said, "Go again 7 times." And the 7th time the servant said, "Behold, there is coming up out of the sea a little cloud like a man's hand." Then Elijah said, "Go up, say to Ahab, prepare your chariot and get down, so that the rain will not stop you." In a little while the heavens grew black with clouds and wind. There was a great rain. And Ahab rode in his chariot and went to Jezreel. And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah. And he girded up his loins, and loins is a part of the body at hip level, and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. That's the end of the story today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment, like, follow, subscribe to my pod page, effectively making a noise.live. Also, check out my other podcast. It's called Just Me, Cheryl Secrest, Cheryl S, period. Just Me, Cheryl S, period. And that is also on Anchor. Thank you guys again. Peace.